Serenity Funeral Home. We are a family-owned and operated funeral home where we offer complete personalized funeral services, leading our community in funeral and cremation services. Make an appointment for your pre-need and at-need arrangements by calling us at 702-647-0123. Once again, that number is 702-647-0123. Serenity Funeral Home, caring for your loved ones as if they're our own.
Chico Sticks, Pickles, Jolly Ranchers, Mary Jane's, Pop Rocks, Lemon Heads. Should I go on? Bitter Honey, Freeze Cups, Candy Cigarettes. Listen, how about you make your way down to the modern day Candy Lady and see all of this and more? Satisfy that sweet tooth Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Sight and Sound Candy and more. Follow us on IG at Sight and Sound Candy and on Facebook at Sight and Sound Candy. We are located at 1000 North Martin Luther King on the corner of Washington and MLK. Give us a call, 702-648-4444. Again, that number, 702-648-4444. Thank you.
Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Just let that come in right there. Yeah. Shout out to Speak Low on the beat. Look, man, you are tuned in to Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man. I am your host, Goose Thomas, man. Shout out to Dre Bailey doing daddy duty on the volleyball court right now with Lil Mama doing his daddy duty. And shout out to Bill Blockham Logan, who will be in a little bit later on in the show. But I am here right now, man. Shout out to Gorilla Cross Radio, man. Quan59 on the boards, as he always does for us twice a week. You can catch us every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Coast time right here on Gorilla Cross Radio. And today on Saturday, every Saturday, 2 p.m. Pacific Coast time, right here on Gorilla Cross Radio, man. Got a lot to discuss today. A lot of NBA news, a lot of NFL news, a lot of real life news that's going on, man. Rest in peace, Shock G. 57 years old. I still don't know what the root cause was. I haven't really heard any reports on it. Quan, you heard anything? I haven't heard anything, man, as far as, you know, how he passed away. But the fact that he's gone resonates with me. Everybody, I don't care who you are, tried to do the Humpty Dance. I don't care who you are. If you right now on the live feed and you gonna tell me you ain't try to do the Humpty Dance, use a whole lie. Right now, everybody tried to do the Humpty Dance, bro. He was different. He was innovative. And clearly, his mark is still left on hip hop right now. He was one of those. He was like one of the first eccentric cats in hip hop, like that just really didn't care. He put his persona out there, and he really didn't care. I think, and this is just my personal opinion, just from observation, he birthed cats like Andre 3000 to be able to do what he did, be eccentric, be different, and make it his own. I remember in I want to say it was the Bombs Over Baghdad video where Andre 3000 wore a catcher's chest protector. Like what was that about, bro? Like he wore like a set of Rydell football pads. Like what was that about, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like he did crazy stuff like that, man. I think Hump was he birthed that lane, in my opinion. If anybody thinks different, man, call us up, man, 702-608-3259. The phone line's going to be open the whole show. We're going to open up the whole show, man. Not just for the top of the hour. We're going to open them up for the whole show. If you feel like talking, call us up, man. This is what we're here for, man. We here to bounce ideas off of one another, to answer questions, to get knowledge from you. Because every day, as long as we've been doing this show, well over a decade now, and as long as I've been involved in sports, I still learn stuff every single day. I don't know everything that there is to know. I like to think of myself as a jack of all trades. Like I dibble and dabble in everything, but I don't know everything though. So give us a call, man. Again, 702-608-3259. If you want to give us a shout up here, man. Shout out to our sponsors, man. Serenity Funeral Home, Dre Bailey, and the whole staff over there. And Sight and Sound Candy and More. Leslie Thomas and the whole staff at Sight and Sound Candy and More, man. Support black business, because black business needs your support. I don't like when people say, well, they price is too high. But then in the next breath, you talk about the fresh pair of Jordans that you getting ready to buy off of StockX for like $450. Man, them things made in a sweatshop, bro. For $2 a pair. You're getting largely overpriced, man. But when you get ready to bury a loved one, you want a discount. First of all, y'all should have had life insurance. Let's start there. Let's start with the life insurance thing. Get some life insurance, man. It's like $20 a month. $30 a month for life insurance. So you don't have to worry about burying your loved one. Stop making the excuses, man. Please stop making the excuses as to why you don't have life insurance. I got babies, which means I have life insurance, because when I check up out of here, they gonna be all right. Ain't gonna be no GoFundMe for Goose, because my baby's gonna be GoFunding themselves. That's what it's meant for. So stop playing and get you a policy. I got like 5 different policies through different entities. Stop playing. I got 3 just through work alone. Stop playing around with yourself and your kids, man. Stop doing that. Shout out Paul Ruffin, man, on the live, man. Shout out Mo and Mel, man. Girl Chat Sports in the building, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Big time. Willie Logan listening in, man, before he graces us. Want to get into some real life before we get into sports, man, because it's all relative. You already know our MO here at Let the Ball Bounce, man. We speak it all because it's all relative. A couple of days ago, the guilty verdict came down for one Derek Chauvin, rogue cop out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Yes, rogue. Irresponsible officer out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, that for the better part of 9 minutes kneeled on George Floyd's neck while he was handcuffed. Shout out to Mika Bolden in the building. The real Darrell Revis in the building. Appreciate you. Kneeled on George Floyd's neck for the better part of 9 minutes. And justice was served. And we talked about this last show. Justice was served, but no celebratory justice was served, in my opinion. It's not celebratory because it continues Now, everybody that knows me knows what I do for a living. I've been in law enforcement for 16 years, right? And I am one of the biggest critics of these unlawful shootings and police brutality that go on across this country. One may not think it because of what I do for a living, but I'm also black and I'm also a realist. So you'll get nothing but the realness from me. I will not sugarcoat anything. Derek Chauvin should get the entire law book thrown at him. The whole thing. Whatever those charges, and I believe the second degree murder carries 40 years max, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. He should get it all. Because just looking at his face during that whole ordeal let you know the malice that was in his heart while he was doing it. If you just take, I don't mean to revisit it because I know, folks just don't like looking at it, right? And understandably. But if you can remember what his face looked like as he was kneeling on George Floyd's neck, that should tell you everything you need to know about whether he meant to do it or not, because there's some people coming to his defense, like Brett Favre. Well, in the same breath, he said it shouldn't have happened and this, that, and the third. But the first thing he said was Derek Chauvin didn't mean to do it. That was the first thing he said. He didn't mean to do it. What do you mean? If he didn't
mean not to do it.
He sure did not mean not to do it. Because if he didn't mean to do it, he wouldn't have kept doing it. So for us to just summarily dismiss that, come on, man. Candace Owens, another one. And this is a black woman that we talking about. So this is no shot at my black women, because I love y'all. But y'all, as black women, y'all should have been led her into traffic. I'm just saying. Y'all should have led her into traffic a long time ago. She is what? On God's green earth is that? She's horrible. She's really, really pitiful, man. She's pitiful. Shout out Jose V in the building. Appreciate you, man. Jose V asked, man, will he even live long enough in prison? With situations like this, when you have, law enforcement officers or high-ranking officials, city councilmen and people like that, they tend to isolate those people in different areas of the jail or prison. So whether he'll be got to or not, he'll probably get to himself first, because he's definitely on high watch right now. He's definitely on suicide watch. There's no question about that. They have what we would call a constant watch on him, which is every 3 to 5 minute check that's documented what he's doing at that particular time. You have to document it, exactly what he's doing at that moment when you write it down on a piece of paper. So he's on that. And I don't think one eye will be lifted off of him for the duration of his stay in their county jail. Now, when he gets shipped to, a different facility, their state facility, then it'll be a little different. So, look, man, rest in power to George Floyd. And I don't want to say the other thing I was gonna say, man, but everybody know that Brother Lynch hung saying, y'all figure it out, man, to the other guy, Mr. Derek Chauvin. On that same day, as a matter of fact, there was another officer involved shooting in Ohio where a young lady was, I don't know what the deal was, getting jumped or about to get jumped by, a group of young ladies. She was at her home. The group of young ladies, to my understanding, showed up to her home and, wanted to squabble. To my understanding, again, the police from her end were called and they were made aware, of what was going on. Officers show up, and as soon as this officer gets out of his patrol vehicle, melee ensues. Like, it was instant melee. One girl is knocked to the ground. It appears that the father of the young lady that is now deceased kicks the girl while she's down. Let me just start here. Let me start here. Parents, take some responsibility, man, for your kids, bro. Take some responsibility for your children in all aspects. Because there is no way that this young lady should be dead right now. No way. There's no way. As a parent, let's not even talk about the situation with the officer. Let's leave that. Let's table that. Let's look at the situation as a parent. I will not allow my daughter, my son, while I'm standing there, to engage with a group of people. That's just me as a responsible parent. I'm not going to allow that. So all I've been seeing up and down my social media, it's been a 50-50 split, but a lot of people have been, saying that, hey, this is another, case of police brutality, and why he couldn't shoot her in the leg, and this, that, and the third. All understood. I take everything into account. I'm not leaving anything out or anybody's opinion out. But let's look at how this thing even got started. As a parent, would you allow your son or daughter to engage with a group of people directly in front of your home? Would you allow that? Just let's think about this for a minute. Would you allow that as a parent for your son or daughter to engage with a group of people? Hopefully that answer is no. I hope the answer is no. And that's just being a responsible parent. That's just caring about your child. Right? So the young lady goes and gets a knife of some sort. Not sure exactly where she got it from, but she has a knife. She knocks one girl to the ground, which I told you earlier, and then the dad kicks her. Kicks the girl that's on the ground. Then a young lady that was standing there, and it appears she has a dog on a leash. So I'm not sure exactly how threatening she could have been at the time. I don't know the situation. Maybe she was one of the ones that was, talking before. We don't know. I don't know. But she begins to actively stab this young lady. Now, I got a question for the people listening that's on the live feed, just in general. If your daughter was being actively stabbed by someone, what would you want to happen to that person? I need real answers. This is a real question. I need real answers. What would you want to happen to that person that is actively stabbing your daughter? That's essentially defenseless. What would you want to happen? Oh, yeah, see, Win, he's not going to have no fun at all, bro. He's not going to have any fun at all. And I don't want it to be fun for him. It shouldn't be fun for him. It should be made as miserable as possible for Derek Chauvin. But I want to know, what would you want to happen to a person that is actively stabbing your child? Now, should that young lady have died that day? Probably not, man. No, I'm not going to sit here and say that she should have died that day. Not going to say that. But I will say this. And I'm always going to keep it a buck. I'm always going to keep it real with y'all, man. I'm never going to sugarcoat. If that was your child being actively stabbed, what would you want to happen? That's as real as I can get. We can holler, oh, these officers did it again. They did. Look, again, like I stated before, I am the biggest critic of these unlawful officer-involved shootings that go on around this country that involve black and brown people. You probably won't find a bigger critic of these officer-involved shootings that go on around the country. Unlawful, bro. Makes no sense. Philando Castillo is probably the most clear example I could probably bring up. If anybody saw that video, that was all wrong. Philando Castillo should be here with us today. That was dead wrong. Dead wrong. And again, I would think, as responsible parents that we all have on this feed and that listen to us twice a week, I would think that you would want that person stopped by any means necessary. Now you say, Goose, well, in such and such a case, they didn't shoot the dude that was trying to actively stab so-and-so. These things are taken case by case, man. You can't compare everything. This is a case-by-case basis, man. Everything can't be compared. Everything doesn't present the same dynamic. So you can't say, in this situation, such and such happened. Because everybody's different. Every case is different. In this case, when that officer drove up in his patrol vehicle, got out, gave verbal commands, and this young lady refused to listen, he gave at least 2 verbal commands that I heard on the video. Put it down, put it down. She didn't even look back. She began to actively stab another person that was defenseless. So to preserve life, which is the job of any law enforcement officer, your job is to preserve life. He did just that. So, I love how people, say, well, couldn't he just shot him in the leg? Or
how do they train cops?
Mm-hmm.
How do they train anybody with a gun when you pull out your gun?
You are
especially when somebody has a weapon.
Yes, you are trained to stop the threat. Stop the threat.
And it's hard to see that, especially when it's a 15-year-old young lady. But that knife was tight.
Yes. She had intent.
She was swinging.
She had malice intent. That was apparent. You didn't even have to see her face to know that she had malice intent.
And they're saying she's the one that called the cops, and a lot of people feel bad for her. If
Right.
she's the one that called the cops, there's a lot of people that call the cops that
Sure.
started the fight.
Sure.
Not saying she did.
Sure.
But you have to know we don't know the whole situation.
Yep.
And I've seen it many times. I've been in houses where people have called the cops that they were the ones that started what was going on.
Yep.
And they wanted to escalate it to something bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. And Heather Reddy, she brings up a great point. She didn't have to die. The cops were already called, which she's the one that called them, from my understanding. Sit your ass down in the house and prepare to defend yourself. Wait. Again, this goes back to parental guidance at this point. I'm not getting ready to dismiss these parents for allowing their daughter to do that. We so quick to jump over to the meat and potatoes when you forget about the vegetables, the greens, what the important stuff that led up to that. Because I know damn well if somebody come to my house talking about fighting my daughter, first of all, it's going to be me outside. It's going to be me. My daughter will never leave from inside of the home. It'll be me. So we gotta look at everything and take things case by case and look at these things in totality rather than just jumping to a full-blown conclusion as if that's all that happened. What you saw, that's all that happened. No, it's not. I try to look at things all the way in its totality. Like when my man, the D tackle from Seattle was out here, right? Bennett. And he claimed that Metro officers, brutally attacked him. He was thrown on the ground and handcuffed, and police brutality is all you heard until you saw the body cam footage. I said, man, I'm a reserve my comments until I actually see the body worn camera footage. And after I saw the body worn camera footage, Mr. Bennett was made out as a lie in that situation. So, I mean, it's again, y'all, we gotta take this thing at its core. And this situation at its core, the parents of that young lady, and hell, the parents of the young ladies that showed up to her house are all negligent in this situation. And I won't be surprised, and Mickey Jr., man, if you can chime in on this, I won't be surprised if the parents are held liable for this. I won't be surprised at all if there's some type of neglect charge thrown on to the parents of this young lady for this. I won't be surprised at all. I won't, because this smells like that. This smells like those parents could be charged with something, because had they not allowed their daughter to do that, she'd still be here. We gotta start taking responsibility as parents, man. Stop blaming other people when things happen. Now, this is extreme. This is an extreme case, but I'm just talking about in general. Stop blaming the teachers because your kid's in the classroom acting a damn fool. I know a lot of parents done seen through the pandemic and y'all kids being at the house that y'all kids bad as hell. I know y'all done seen it. Y'all kids bad. But yet it's the teacher fault that they bringing home D's and F's. No, they in the classroom acting a damn fool. That's what's happening. So we gotta, as parents, man, start taking responsibility, man, for actions. Again, man, rest in power to one George Floyd. I don't give a damn what drugs he had in his system. I could care less. He was alive before he was killed. Give a damn what he had. I could care less. Stop with the malarkey, bro. That was clear cut. No ifs, ands, or buts. Derek Chauvin was negligent. He killed that man. That was murder. And nobody can change my mind about that. Shout out to the WNBA for really putting this case and so many others, but in particular this case involving George Floyd, putting it on the map, making it more relevant than it truly already was. WNBA started that first, man. You got to give them their flowers for that. They made that happen. Yeah, Mo. And I like Willie D, man. I listen to Willie D a lot, and I like the way he actually breaks things down. I really I love the way he breaks things down. I really do. And Chris Wynn, he said, I see your point about the parents, but I don't think they will face any more charges, given it would be viewed or perceived as piling on a tragedy. It could be seen as that. But again, see, when like we got to look at the responsibility factor here. The parents had ample time to think this out before they allowed their daughter to go grab a knife and attempt to stab somebody. They had plenty of time to think that over. Because as an officer, all I do is get a call. I don't know what's really going on at the residence. I don't know what's going on there. That man.
And same thing. You're hearing one part of the story on that call.
Yes. I drive up. All I hear is, okay.
And you don't know which girl it was.
No.
You didn't know which girl it was.
You have no idea. You have no clue. All you see is somebody trying to actively stab another person. That's all you see. And I love people that never shot weapons try to say, oh, he should have shot her here. That is the funniest thing in the world to me. Somebody that's never, ever shot a gun before, never, ever picked up a weapon before, trying to tell somebody where to shoot somebody. I think that's hilarious. You don't even own a gun, but you're trying to tell somebody how to shoot one. That's remarkable to me. That is remarkable to me.
I think everyone needs to, when a story comes out, chill on the responses. Mm-hmm. And I know that's hard to do on social media, right? But chill on the responses till you get, because the headline wants you to react.
Oh, no doubt. That's media. That's what
it
media
wants you to
does.
react. So everybody on every side of anything, just chill before you respond.
Wait.
And sometimes don't respond.
No.
You don't have to give your opinion on every single article that gets put up.
You do not have to give your opinion on everything, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was huge. That was huge, Mick. Us as officers, bro, and of course, Mick, you can speak to this. You've been an officer a lot longer than I have. Our job is to render aid, bro. That's your job. It's in your job scope to render aid. Derek Chauvin sat on that man's neck knowing he was unconscious, never rendered aid to him. And I think when the judge really sits down and looks at this, bro.
If he died after 2 minutes,
bro.
That's when he didn't mean to do it.
Come on, bro.
But after 9 minutes, with people watching, with people's cell phone in your faces, his ego wouldn't let him get up.
His ego would not let him move. Wouldn't allow it.
And it's not hard to see.
It's not difficult at all. It's not hard to feel. The man's not moving. He's under your limb. He's not moving. You have all 200 plus pounds of you on his neck, bro.
And you can feel someone's strength.
Yes.
When you're holding them, right?
Yes.
Like when you're holding them, you feel their strength.
Yes.
And when you first grab them, you feel how strong they are.
Yes.
After 5 minutes, you feel like, okay, they're a lot weaker.
Yeah.
After 9 minutes, when they're not moving or breathing,
yeah,
that body is limp.
Yes.
You know what that feels like.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just checking.
There's no doubt about that, bro. I've been through enough defensive tactic training, enough self-defense training to know what you just said is true. It's the fact. So, look again, man. Rest in peace, rest in power to George Floyd. And rest in peace to this young lady in Ohio who did not have to die that day. She didn't. But in this case, that officer was doing his job, man. That man was doing his job, bro. There's no way you can, slip that. You can't slip that, man. And again, I ask, if that is your son or daughter getting actively stabbed, what would you want to happen to the person actively stabbing them? That's it. That's all I want to know. Bill Blockham Logan is in the building. What's goody? Fresh off the blade, getting that OT. You know what I mean?
I gotta get it when they
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fact.
I got to get it.
It's a fact, man. It's a fact. You have to get it. You understand me? We were just discussing the George Floyd case and the case that happened in Ohio a couple of days ago. Actually, on the day the verdict was read for Derek Chauvin, this happened. And you can give your thoughts on it, man. What do you think? Knowing what you know, knowing the facts that you know, after seeing the video, you saw the body cam footage. Did you see it? Have you seen it?
Of the girl?
Yeah, of the entire situation.
I didn't see the whole entire situation.
It was like a 50-second clip from it. It started.
Yeah, I didn't see the whole 50 seconds of it.
Yeah.
But I seen where she was going after the girl with the knife. I seen where some man was trying to kick another child, which was, totally ridiculous.
Which I think that's the dad of the young lady in question.
Which is totally ridiculous.
Insane. It's so stupid.
But, it's a tough situation either way because
it is.
To have to shoot that young girl was probably not something he wanted to do, but she didn't want to be controlled.
No.
So at the end of the day, she's going after somebody with a knife.
Yeah.
Something has to be done. And if it was deadly force, so be it, I guess. Yeah. It's sad that it had to go.
It really is, man.
16-year-old girl, she'll never,
Right. Absolutely.
But,
absolutely.
That's at some point. See, to me, in this society, we're leaning towards trying to be so emotional, so sensitive, so offended, so mad about everything.
Right.
To the point of now we're all uncontrollable.
Right.
I ain't gonna say all of us.
Right, but a
good majority of people are uncontrollable.
Good chunk of folks
with their emotions right now.
Right.
And something like that could happen to you.
No doubt.
It could be a lesson to some people who don't have, their emotions under control.
Sure.
So, my thing is, man, we got to be able to channel these emotions nowadays and not be led to that.
Sure.
Because over emotions can get you killed.
No doubt.
And we just seen it.
Ego, pride, all of it can get you killed.
Look, black people are the most don't disrespect me people on the earth. It's like if you disrespect one of us, it's like you're going to get into a fight or it could turn deadly. And just walking away. Right. It's hard to do. I know it's hard to do because when you feel disrespected, you want to lash out.
No doubt.
But sometimes you got to just let sleeping dogs lie.
Indeed.
And walk away.
Agreed.
I've done it.
No doubt.
I'm sure you've done it.
Sure I have.
You know.
Absolutely.
So it's like, is it worth it?
Yeah.
You know, just being disrespected sometimes is something that, you know, you just got to let go, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And especially young people like her age, you know, don't disrespect me or I'm going to go, you know.
Right.
You know.
Right. It's so unfortunate, man, because it's another black life. And I think that's what saddens me more so than anything.
Well, the question always is here too. Why, when it comes to black people, deadly force is the first thing.
Right. Absolutely.
You know?
But on
that was probably warranted, but there's a lot of them that were not warranted.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
But on the flip side, you'll hear a lot of people say that according to statistics, more Caucasian unarmed people get shot than black folks.
Well, there's 70% population.
It's a lot more of them.
We're 13.4.
Yeah. It may not even be that high. That's a good number, though.
But you know,
that's a good number.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Look at the number.
Yeah.
You know, compared to the number of the population.
No doubt.
13.4, almost 70%.
Right. Yeah. It's not. You can't even compare that.
Yeah.
You can't.
It's going to be high on one end.
Yeah.
You know, but all you see.
Yeah. All that makes the news
is white people killing 40 people in a school or a church and walking away and going to Burger King.
Okay. Yeah. That happens.
Get you a burger, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burger King.
Yeah. That was a sad situation.
Yeah, it really was. It was.
Young girl lost her life for
nothing. It was
nothing.
sad all the way around, bro. It really was.
She lost her life for nothing.
It really was, man. Rest in peace to that young lady, man.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have never happened, bro. But again, accountability has to be had. And number one, before anybody shows up to that house, before any officer shows up in his patrol car at that house, the parents were there.
Get control of the situation.
I cannot let that go, bro.
Right.
The parents were there.
Yeah.
The dad, as the officer is driving up, though, when he's out of his vehicle, you can see a young lady fly into the camera. Obviously, I think she was pushed by the young lady that had the knife.
Yeah.
The dad begins to kick the girl while she's down. So, sir, you're part of the problem.
You are the problem.
You are the issue. You're the problem.
And how did she learn how to handle situations like that?
Come on, man.
From her dad.
Come on, man.
There you go.
Come on, man. Like, come on, man.
Some situations you have to diffuse them because at the end of the day, a lot of those situations can turn deadly.
No doubt. No question.
In somebody's life.
Yeah.
You know, so is that something that you really, really want to happen?
Right.
And I guarantee you right now, he's probably regretting.
Oh, no doubt.
Not getting that situation under control.
If he has any type of conscience.
Yeah.
He's like, damn, I could have stopped this whole thing.
I could have stopped this whole thing.
I could have stopped it. I know that's what I'd be thinking.
Yeah.
As a father.
Yeah.
Like, damn, man, I allowed my baby to go into the kitchen or wherever she went to get this knife and attack somebody with it. I allowed that to happen.
Yeah.
I could have stopped her from doing that.
Stopped it. Yes. Yes.
Easily could have stopped her from doing it.
If you don't get your ass in the house.
Simple.
Because I've been told that before.
Oh, no doubt.
And you think I came out the house?
Oh, no.
You don't get your ass in the house?
Because I'm more afraid of my mama and daddy than anybody.
Trying to tell you.
Give a damn what police show up to the house. If Benny Lucille or LV Thomas walk out that house, hands up, don't punch. That'll be me. Hands up, don't punch.
And when they say get your ass in the house,
it's a wrap. It's a done deal.
Yeah. I'm under control now because Mr. Logan told me to get my house.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm under control now.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. My fault, Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
My fault, Daddy.
Yeah.
But shout out Jose V again, man. He says, Goose, I love you, brother. He said, I have one question for you. Is it hard for you being a cop and being a black man in America and seeing a show like this and speak your mind? It's hard being a black man in America, yes. Over the course of the last couple of years, I've found it trying being a law enforcement officer, a black law enforcement officer, because some of the same people that I call friends that I've actually helped with legal matters have turned on me. It's the weirdest thing in the world. And no, it's not hard being able to speak my mind, bro, because it's my truth. I'm going to speak the truth. If it's a bad situation, I'm going to call it a bad situation. Again, I'm probably the biggest critic I know on these officer-involved shootings that go on around this country unlawfully toward black and brown people. Mm-hmm. I'm probably the biggest critic I know about it. That's on it. I have some frat brothers that's on the force that's big critics of them too. We don't condone these. We don't condone this stuff, bro. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, when you look at, especially from an officer's point of view, when you look at this stuff, you like, dog, he didn't have to do that, y'all.
Right.
like again, like I mentioned, the Philando Castillo incident. Mm-hmm. That's probably like the biggest. That's the biggest one I can think of because that was totally avoidable. Mm-hmm. The man told you he had a registered weapon. You got scared. He didn't reach for the weapon, bro. You got terrified and you shot this man in front of his wife and his daughter, bro.
7 times.
Come on.
7.
You got scared.
You told him.
To. That's the cold part, bro. You
told him
to
get his ID.
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
What do you have to do when you get your ID?
I gotta reach. I don't know if I told y'all this story, but I got stopped by NHP a while ago, ironically on the way to work. True story. So I'm going down to 95, headed south. And I was going over the speed limit for sure. So I got cherried up, pulled over, and officer gets out of his vehicle. I let all 4 windows down because my windows are blacked out. 5% tint, limo tint. Let all the windows down. I'm not a threat. I got both my hands on the steering wheel. You know why I stopped you? Yeah. The whole spiel. License and registration. Now, I'm the type that I don't go to pull out my credentials because I want to see how I get treated as a black man first. Mm-hmm. I want to see how I get treated. Now, he had a little bit of an attitude, but for those that live here and know, NHP just got that attitude. I don't know why, they just do. They got attitudes, man. But nonetheless, I give him my license and registration. He goes back to his vehicle. I calmly pull out my credentials at this point. I have my credentials showing. Then now he goes off on me. Well, why the hell didn't you show that to me in the beginning? And not? I said, you want me to be honest with you, bro? Yeah, I want you to be honest. I said, man, I wanted to see how you treated me, man. I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck with you, man. I just wanted to see how you treated me, man. Mm-hmm. And you were pretty close to failing. Mm-hmm. You almost failed, bro.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see how you treated me, man. I wasn't finna reach for my badge like that. I knew I was going 90 in the 65. I know I was speeding, bro. I'm trying to get to work. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to see how you treated me, bro. Mm-hmm. That's the honest to God truth. And he kind of you could see him kind of think about it a little bit. And then after his spiel, he was like, we don't give each other tickets and this, that, and the third. I said, man, I'm not looking for that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for how you treat me. Because at the end of the day, I'm a black man in this country before I'm anything, bro. Mm-hmm. I don't care what I do for a living. That don't matter. I'm black in this country, bro. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to see how you would treat me, man.
Yeah.
That's the honest to God truth. And he accepted it. He accepted it. So
that's a reality that
Dave
a
Lillard,
lot of them when you put that to the forefront,
mm-hmm.
he probably didn't know what to say.
He was a little stuck. He was a little stuck.
Yeah,
he was. So again, man, rest in power, George Floyd. And to that young lady in Ohio who, again, like we explained, should still be here with us. But in my opinion, negligence on behalf of her caregivers played a huge role.
The people who reared her.
In the reason why she's no longer here with us, man.
Yeah.
I'm not getting ready to let them slide in this situation. You can't let them slide, man.
No.
So.
If you're teaching your child to be over emotional and over the top dramatic in situations where they need to learn how to control themselves, you're doing them a disservice.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, man. Shout out Jess Mack. She says we need time to be able to process and respond to commands. To me, it's like, yes, you are an officer, but you're also a human being, just like me. I don't jump for anyone, especially if I'm being yelled at or being demanded to do something. Thank you for your service and keeping our community safe. Absolutely. Sweetheart, but I think too, this is on like two different levels.
It is.
We're talking two different levels here.
Mm-hmm. Simple stop, like you said, simple stop.
Yeah.
You can do all of those things.
No doubt. There's like your heart may be beating fast because you done got cherried up, but you have time to react to things.
Right.
This was on 10 when that man drove up already. When that man drove up in his patrol vehicle, it was already on 10. Mm-hmm. There was no time to process anything.
Right.
It turned deadly as soon as he got out of the car. Mm-hmm. He saw one person fly toward him from his right. Then that same person that pushed that person to the ground went to another person directly in front of him. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have time. He asked her to put the weapon down at least twice. Mm-hmm. Again, I ask y'all, if that is your child that is about to be stabbed, what would you want to have? They're being actively stabbed at this point. She had thrown the knife at least twice at this girl. Mm-hmm. So at that point, you're being actively stabbed. Mm-hmm. You want them to wait till blood's drawn? You want them to, like, what do you want them to do?
Yeah.
That's all, man.
Yeah.
That's all. So, but yeah, it's a total, unfortunate situation. Total unfortunate situation. And we wish all the best for that family that lost a loved one, lost a daughter. And we already know, what George Floyd's family is faced with.
Having regrets is too late.
Yeah.
If you're really, really, really rearing your child the right way, when certain situations like that come up, you have no regrets.
Right.
Because they're going to handle them the way you wanted them to handle them.
Sure.
Or handle it in the right way to where it's not getting them harm or anyone else.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Again, man, you listen to Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man, on Gorilla Cross Radio and the Gorilla Cross app. Shout out to Quan59, man, on the boards, man. Dre Bailey doing his daddy duties. Mm-hmm. If you want to give us a call, again, man, the number 702-608-3259. The lines are open, folks. We want to hear from y'all. We want to hear from y'all. We really do, man. Let's get into some sports, though.
Yeah.
Today is Saturday, correct? The draft is on Thursday, correct? The NFL draft. And we've spoke, countless times, about, teams' needs and things of that sort. The Jaguars have the first pick. It is obvious that they're going with the quarterback out of Clemson, Trevor Lawrence.
We should just move to number 2.
Yeah, just move to number 2, man. Let's just move on. Which the Jets would be next on the clock at the number 2 spot, man. I think they will be headed toward the quarterback from BYU, Zach. What's Zach's last name? What's his last name? I always forget his last name. But the quarterback from BYU, Zach. We'll call him Zach. Zachary. Looks like they're moving toward him right now. With the third pick, 49ers are on the clock. And they have a few choices. One choice that I would not like them to make is selecting Mac
Jim
Jones.
Druckenmiller?
Boy, that it got him all, don't it? It got Jim Druckenmiller written all over it, don't it? So real quick, it was a post that got put up in the LTB group, and it told us to name your team's worst draft bust, right? Jim Druckenmiller was the very first name I put down. I think it was AJ Jenkins, then Jim Druckenmiller. I put down. Yeah. Jim Druckenmiller, bro. Bad. Horrific. Why? Why?
Did he show a lot of promise?
Man, no.
In college?
Did you see any promise from Jim Druckenmiller ever, bro? Not ever.
Even the name was tragic.
It was tragic from the beginning. Druckenmiller. Get out of here, bro.
The name was tragedy.
Zach Wilson. There it is, Paul Ruffin, man. Zach Wilson, man.
The name was tragic.
The name was tragic from the start, bro. What are we talking about here? Jim Druckenmiller. Anyway, man.
He went out there like a drunk.
And he went out there like a drunk. He sure did. AJ Jenkins. It's funny. I actually thought dude was going to be okay, man, when he came out. I actually thought he was going, especially where we got him. We got him at the end of the round. So I'm like, okay, it really wasn't a big risk. Because, we got him at the end of the round. He a speedster. Let's see what he does. Because I'm looking at Darius Hayward-Bay like, okay, we know he can't catch, but he a speedster. So let's see what comes of this guy. Nothing ever came of AJ Jenkins, bro. Nothing ever came of him. At times, you forgot he was even in the NFL. There were times you forgot he was in the league. Nothingness. Is what came out of AJ Jenkins, bro.
Well, as a Cowboy fan, I'd say ours was when we drafted Greg Ellis instead of Randy Moss.
Ooh. Well, that was the previous, because Randy went 18 in that 98 draft, 99 draft.
He went.
Was it 18?
He went.
So it's 17 other teams that's thinking the same thing.
Yeah. But all roads and Jerry Jones was telling him that he was going to draft him. Then at the last moment, they switched and drafted the defensive end, Greg Ellis, who had a pretty
solid career. He was solid. He was okay. Yeah.
But
nothing to write home about. He was okay. Greg was okay.
I remember watching that draft. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Randy,
man.
Please.
Randy.
And they didn't do it.
And you let him go to the Vikings, man.
That was a tragedy for us.
Yeah.
For my team.
I think just looking at it, because of who you had a chance to draft, not necessarily who you drafted, gives you that cause. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it wasn't necessarily who you drafted, it's who you didn't.
Yeah, who we didn't.
And that I think as a 49er fan, that's what I look at in the case of
who you should have drafted.
Alex Smith and Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Alex Smith, clearly, because he's retired now, did not have a bad career.
No.
Alex Smith had a decent career. But Aaron Rodgers is
special.
He's different.
Yeah.
He's a different guy. Again, Alex Smith had a solid career. He won't be a Hall of Famer, but he had a decent career.
Yeah.
Yeah, that boy out of Cal, though. The dude out of Cal, though.
That dude right there.
Yeah, man, he's different.
We should have had him.
He's different, man.
Yeah, and I agree.
Yeah, he's different.
I agree.
So, yeah, man, it
the fortunes, the 49ers could have had.
Oh, yikes, bro. Come on. It's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. That is tough. That is tough.
I feel like that's at least 2 Super Bowls. We beat the Giants in the NFC Championship.
Right.
Because Alex Smith couldn't move the ball up the field at the end of the game.
Right.
We beat the Ravens.
Mm-hmm. Well. To let me come to Alex Smith's defense real quick. Y'all ready for this? Y'all didn't think I was gonna do that. Y'all didn't think I was gonna do that. That muff punt didn't have nothing
that was
to do
horrible. That was
with
horrible.
Alex Smith, bro. It didn't. It had nothing to do with him.
But it shouldn't have been to that point if Alex Smith could have moved that ball.
It probably shouldn't have. You're correct. But he had nothing to do with that muff punt.
Number 10. I know his name, but
Williams.
he's number 10 forever.
His dad. His
name is number 10 forever.
Well, he was the GM for the Chicago White Sox. Is it Kyle Williams? I think that's his name. Kyle Williams.
I know his name, but his name's number 10.
Number 10, man.
I promise I've never said his name since then. Number 10.
Yeah.
Number 10.
And I was not one of the people that sent death threats.
No, you weren't. You're not that guy. You're not that guy. But yeah, man, it's for me, man.
So the 49ers.
Yep.
You guys want Justin Fields?
Either Justin Fields or Trey Lance. Either one would do for me. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the two. I didn't see enough of Trey Lance live to say yes. I'll take him over Justin Fields, no question. I saw plenty of Justin Fields though. And outside of the national championship game where they were just overpowered. That wasn't Justin Fields' fault. They were playing Alabama. The matchup wasn't right for them. It wasn't. And I even went into that game saying, okay, from a team speed aspect, I'm going to give the edge to Ohio State. So in games like this, team speed matters. Mm-hmm. Especially knowing that Waddle wouldn't be there or would be limited for Alabama. I'm like, they only got one real outside threat right now. Maybe that'll slow them down a little bit. Mm-hmm. No, gee. It didn't. It was all bad. It was bad. It was bad. Mr. Smith had a day.
I think with Trey Lance, people are enamored by his arm.
I think he got a little versatility too, bro.
He does too, but I think that's all you hear when they talk about him is his arm.
Sure.
They show his escapability, his slow athletic ability that he has. Mm-hmm. But I think what they really, really are enamored by is his arm.
Mm-hmm.
And in the past, we've seen quarterbacks with great arms turn out to be nothing.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
So, when you're assessing this quarterback thing, you got to look at who's played on a bigger scale. Mm-hmm. Well, just look at Carson Wentz. Mm-hmm. The same school. He came in and showed that he can play in the league.
Sure.
But he has been tragic the last couple of years, and leading to mediocre. To being traded. Yeah, he's been and now he's giving everybody in Indianapolis a little hope, but now he's like 5-6 years into his career.
Sure.
Sure. And we still don't know how that's going to turn out.
Yeah, we don't. I think for Carson Wentz though, and I've long been an apologist for this guy, but there's just some moments, dude, where you like. Despite the personnel that's out there with him, because we know that he's been kind of slighted in that area. Mm-hmm. But despite the personnel that's been out there with him, he's made some bonehead decisions, bro.
Yeah.
That has cost his team the game in some moments, bro. Mm-hmm. And I'm just not so quick to jump to do defense anymore.
See, and that could
because
be
of that.
That could be the same thing for Trey Lance once he gets in. Mm-hmm. Making some bonehead plays with all the talent that he's had, and everybody's so enamored with.
Right.
Wait to get him in the league and see how he plays under pressure. Mm-hmm. In certain situations. Mm-hmm. like you just said, certain situations, Carson Wentz made some made some bonehead
what
plays.
You doing right now, sir? Yeah.
And is that him trying to show that he can, make these plays and be that guy when he doesn't need to do that?
Right.
Right. It's about playing the quarterback position.
Sure. Absolutely. Well, I
and playing it efficient and all.
Yes. You with being a quarterback in this league, man, you have to. Your job is to, one, take care of the football, don't turn the ball over, and give your team offensively a chance, bro. That is your job as a quarterback. If you look at Tom Brady's career, right? For the most part, it's been a running back by committee. They've had as much as 4 running backs that they go to at any given point in the game. They've featured different backs in different weeks. That's why in fantasy football I never draft any New England running backs because you just don't know what's going to happen with them. If I do draft any of them, it'd be the pass catching running backs that I draft that generally see third down looks. But I don't draft them in fantasy football because you just never know who's going to show up. You don't. Bill Belichick has featured what's my man the white cat 34 Rex what's the kid's name, man? Burkett. Rex Burkett.
He's featured him.
And the dude is rushed for like $150.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the next week he don't get no touches.
It's Sony Michel.
Next week it's Sony Michel.
Right.
Next week at the time, Deion Lewis. Somebody else. Like it's been
James
White.
James White's catching 14 passes out of the backfield.
Come on, bro. You
for
just never know.
170 yards.
You just don't know.
You don't know. Yeah.
You don't know, man. So I say that because Tom Brady hasn't been afforded a riches when it comes to wide receivers, right?
Yeah.
The one big time all pro wideout he had was Randy Moss. They didn't even win the Super Bowl that year.
No.
That he had him. Set all kinds of records. Randy Moss, 22 tubs. But they didn't win.
No.
They lost to the Giants. So if you just look at his history, he ain't been afforded no big names at the wideout spot.
No.
I mean, Julian Edelman, who just retired, was probably his most consistent target throughout his career. Julian Edelman, who doesn't even have 10,000 yards receiving for his career, was his most reliable target.
Wes Welker.
You're right. Wes Welker. Well, how long did he have Wes, though? Because Wes, I think after they won the Super Bowl, Wes ended up going to Denver,
Wes
right?
less years, I think.
Definitely. Definitely less.
Because,
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, he had him less. But Wes Welker was real productive in that offense, too.
And he was another underneath guy that really – how many yards does Wes Welker have for his career receiving? Because at a point in time, Wes Welker played for the Miami Dolphins. And serial killer, you can attest to this. Wes Welker would always put in work against New England. But against the rest of the league, he'd do absolutely nothing. He'd be horrible. But
Wes Welker's numbers is 903 receptions for 99-24.
Okay, so he close to 10,000 yards
and 50 touchdowns.
So he got more yards. Well, but then he ended up getting with Peyton Manning too. So that's what took him over the edge, I think.
Yeah.
When he got with Peyton Manning, because it was him. Demarius Thomas was on that team. The other tight end. Julian Thomas was on that. Like, they had a squad, bro. Yeah. Like, Peyton Manning threw that thing all over the yard, bro. Wes Welker had a couple of 100-yard catches during that time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Did he have a couple of 100-yard catches when he was with Denver? 100 catch seasons?
I have to look that up, too.
Or close to it.
Yeah.
He was doing work in Denver.
Yeah.
Big time.
And I think Julian Edelman's numbers in the Super Bowl is what people are...
Sure. Just playoff, contention period.
Yeah,
just in playoff.
He's behind Jerry Rice, and I think two of the categories. So Julian Edelman had in his career 620 receptions for 68-22.
Come on, G.
and 36 touchdowns.
Come on, bros. In 12 years.
And some of y'all talking about
Hall of Fame. Man, y'all better stop. I hate it here, man. I really do, man, because people.
But he has Super Bowl rings and he has Super Bowl games where he really shined.
Yes.
Okay, let's leave it at that.
Yeah, just leave it there, man. Mm-hmm. Leave it there. Yeah. Oh yeah, and Deion Branch too got a Super Bowl MVP. You are absolutely right about that, Paul.
Yeah.
Deion Branch got a Super Bowl MVP, bro. Mm-hmm. Deion Branch will never be mentioned above the amongst the greats ever. Mm-mm. He will never be mentioned amongst the greats. Mm-hmm. So when people, tend to defecate on TB12, I'm like, you see what he had to work with in his career, bro? Like this year in Tampa is the most talent he's had on any team since he's been in the league 20 years. Mm-hmm. It's the most talent offensively he's ever dealt with.
Yeah.
Ever. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, you got two horses in the backfield. You got your man Gronk. You got Cameron Brate. Like, you got a squad, G. Mm-hmm. So
he had two nice tight ends, and
he did with Gronk and Gonzalez. Yeah. You're right. Rest in peace. Too. Yeah. He did.
But actually, the one who's not here anymore got paid before Gronk.
He sure did. 5-year, $40 million deal, I believe it was.
And he was used in so many ways in that offense.
So many.
Whew. He was boy.
Yeah. He was good. Dog. Yeah. In front, bro.
Yeah.
Dude was nice.
Yeah.
He really was. He was good. Mm-hmm. He was good. Which, since we're on the subject, Kyle Pitts. Mm-hmm. I saw a lot of Florida football this year, and dude is really good, bro. He's been able to show a lot more of what he can do as far as his, superlatives are concerned, verts, broad jump, bench press, all of that good stuff. But the dude, like 260 pounds, bro, and got out there and ran a 4.4, man. At 260, man? That's what we doing? Yikes. Now, it's other tight ends in this draft, which we spoke
Y'all
of.
had a tight end that wild with numbers, too.
Vernon Davis.
Vernon was 4.3.
Vernon was a blazer, bro.
6'4", and he ran a 4.3.
Vernon Davis was like he was like 255 when he came out of Maryland.
4.3.
Yes, he did. He absolutely did. He sure did.
Yeah.
He absolutely did. But I'm looking at Pitts, though, and
he moves like a wide receiver.
Yes, he's better than Vernon Davis to me coming out. Vernon Davis couldn't catch when he came out. It took him a long time. Like, I was really pissed. Mm-hmm. Like, really? We just getting this dude because he run a 4.34? That's what we own. 49er brass, that's what we own. Yeah. But he ended up coming around.
Yeah, he came around.
Yeah.
Had a T.O. moment after a catch.
Yeah. He did. Shout out Dre Bailey on the live. Appreciate you chiming in, homeboy.
Yeah.
But this kid, man, I really like a lot. And again, there's some other tight ends that's going to be in this draft that's going to
local kid, Brevin Jordan.
Yep, Brevin Jordan out of Gorman. Mm-hmm. He's there. And I'm a tight end, so this is the tight end position. It just resonates with me. It's just special. It holds a piece of my heart, bro. And I keep sinking down in this chair. I don't know what the hell is going on. So I'm getting ready to switch this chair, guys, because I keep sinking down in it. Hey, man, I done lost 25 pounds, man. Big up to your boy one time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your boy done lost weight.
Yeah.
Get this thing up off me, man. Yeah. I don't want you.
Get this thing up off me, man.
This thing up off me, man.
Yeah.
Leave me alone, weight. Mm-hmm. I don't want you.
Don't need you.
Don't need you. But it's definitely going to be interesting. Especially, I think the late first round is going to be far more interesting than the early first round. Mm-hmm. Because that's when I know for you guys, and we talked about what you guys needed, and I believe your first position that you named was corner. You guys need a corner, right?
Well, I don't think we need a corner. I think they're thinking about the best available when our pick comes up.
So y'all at 12?
No, we 10.
10. Okay.
So if Patrick Surtain or the other kid is there, I'm thinking they might go with, the other kid that's a corner. I forget his name, but
the kid out of Virginia Tech, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if Surtain is gone,
physical kid, bro.
Yeah. So if Surtain is gone, you're going to go to the next best available at that position, at that slot at number 10.
Right. Pat Surtain might be the one.
I mean, I think we need to address the O-line position because
yes. I think to me, I think that's more important than y'all getting a corner.
Mm-hmm.
You need somebody to block, G.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
And it's
because I don't think that Tyron Smith is going to last.
It don't look good for the home team right now.
He has
Tyron
a bad
Smith.
back.
Yeah. It's a lot going on with Tyron
and
Smith.
He could flare that thing up at any time.
One of the best left tackles I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. Tyron Smith. He might be the best left tackle I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. And it's been a whole lot of left tackles I done seen, bro. But this dude, he's otherworldly, bro.
Yeah.
He's good. He's really good.
Yeah.
And to be so big, that dude can move, yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, but I mean, I would say if you go in corner, Patrick Surtain is your guy. He shuts down an entire third of the field. Technique is superb. I think he's going to be better than his dad. Yeah. I like this kid a lot.
Yeah.
I do,
yeah.
bro.
Because in free agency, we've picked up, I think, 3 safeties.
Mm-hmm.
So the safety position is pretty much covered.
You're covered.
Corner, D lineman, O lineman, get you a playmaker at linebacker, because if you look at that Tampa Bay model, those linebackers made plays all over the field.
Sure.
So that's what you need.
Yeah.
You got one linebacker you don't even know about.
Right.
You don't know if he's going to even last a whole freaking season with that neck injury.
Right.
Don't sign Sean Lee, please.
Uh-oh. That's a whole nother
elevate him to a coaching position. I'd say that. I'd say don't sign him again. A lot of people, don't agree with me, but I'm like, dude, he cannot stay healthy. And he's past his prime.
How long Sean Lee been in the league? Decade?
Over a decade. I think
over a decade.
13 years.
Yeah, he's probably 12, 13 years now.
So my thing is,
it's about time for him to
you elevate him into a coaching spot where he needs to be. He probably, he talking about he loves the game and this and that. Okay, well, if you love the game, we got a coach spot for you right here.
Right. Put a headset on. Man.
Yeah. Take them pads off.
Yeah, put a headset on. Linebacker coach, put him right into the linebacker coach spot.
Pads off, man.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you're done. You're done.
We're looking for that Tampa Bay model. Those type of linebackers who can run and make plays in the passing game and the running game.
Yep. Yeah, not no stationary dudes that's waiting on things to come to them. No. We don't need you right there, bro.
I don't know what the linebacker class is in this draft, but they really need to be looking at that model of linebackers that can make plays all over the field in the passing game and in the running game.
Yeah.
Get to the ball fast.
Yeah.
Make the play.
Yeah, Chris Wins, he asks, which wide receiver is going first? I mean, it could be your Heisman Trophy winner, man. Smitty is special, bro. He's really, really good.
But they've been elevating Waddle lately.
Yeah, Waddle's that guy. Waddle's that guy. I think if Philly is smart, they take Waddle.
Yeah.
Or he might end up going to Detroit. It's a lot. It's really kind of touch and go with the wideouts right now.
So the top 3 is Smith,
Waddle,
Chase, and Waddle.
Yeah, and then you got the kid out of Florida as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's more like he kind of remind me of Tariq Hill a little bit. Yeah, He ain't got that much wiggle.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill got a wiggle.
Oh, that much go.
Yeah, he ain't, not yet, but he got some go.
He got some,
but he ain't got that much go.
Yeah.
That's years and years of training what Tyreek Hill got. That's otherworldly, man. That's something different.
Go.
He got the go. Gadget.
Well,
wheels.
You have to add another go to that go. He got go.
Oh, he got go. Yeah. He's for real.
He does.
He's for real, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, that and not saying it's gonna go in that order, man, because as far as need is concerned,
6'1", 170
for the kid out of Devontae Smith. Yeah, he a little dude, but he got go though, man. Yeah. He's gonna get bigger. This is the NFL, man. He's gonna. We'll see.
He reminds me of Anthony Carter.
Interesting comparison.
Yes,
that's interesting.
Anthony Carter, slight, little guy, but man, he made plays.
Yeah. That's interesting. Interesting comparison right there. I like that. He'll be $170 now. The kid'll be 185, 190 by the end of the first season, bro. They gonna beef him, bro.
Yeah,
they gonna beef him up. You get introduced to them NFL weight rooms, it's a little bit different. It's a tad bit different in them NFL weight rooms, man. Yeah. So he gonna put the weight on them. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that at all. I haven't been really looking into the edge rushers in this draft, Ken. It's kind of, I don't want to say slim pickings, but it ain't really been put out there like that. This draft is highly quarterback, highly wide receiver, and I say secondary, with the corners and offensive linemen in this draft. I haven't been, really in tune with the edge rushers coming out of this draft. You could possibly find some, but I don't know if any were given, first round grades or, whatever the case may be. But I'm certain that you're gonna find.
Well, number one on a lot of draft experts list is Jalene Phillips out of Miami. 6'5", 260, runs a 4.5 40. So, he had. They said his motor is like
it's there.
Yeah,
it's there.
So he's not compared to the young kid that came out of Ohio State last year, but he's number one on these draft boards list. So we'll see.
Okay.
Who would be the second? The second is Azeez Ojulari from Georgia.
Okay.
So he's not real tall. He's 6'2", 249, 4'6".
He's slight build.
And he's not really fast.
Right.
4'6". Which is still good for edge guy.
Solid. Yeah,
he's not tall.
Right.
Not as like a 6'4", 6'5" guy like Young and that other kid, but he's second on the board.
Okay. Okay.
Give you one more, then we'll move on.
Interesting though.
Kwity Paye. You know him?
Where is he?
From Michigan. He's another 6'2", short DN, 6'2", 261.
Yeah.
So I don't think this draft is really big for edge rushers.
Right.
There are some there.
Right.
Most of them won't probably be, stars.
Right.
They'll probably be, some of them can probably be good solid dudes in whatever scheme they get in.
Sure. And that depends on a lot of these players, offense or defense. It's the schemes that eventually, bring out their talents. Whatever scheme that they're in, plays to their, can it play to their talents and their abilities?
Yeah.
So
some of these guys, if they're not strong enough or physical enough to come off the edge,
right.
Maybe you can move into linebacker and let them make plays that way.
Sure. Sure. Let them flow.
Yeah.
Let them flow. Let them be a sideline to sideline guy. Yeah.
And at 6'2", 249, 260.
Probably would be more of a sideline guy.
You're most likely going to, be a, you can be a candidate to be moved. to linebacker.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this Orlando Brown Jr. trade from Baltimore to the Chiefs. Now, this, in my opinion, fully
it was surprising. That's surprising.
Definitely a surprise, but it's not so much a surprise based on them losing Eric Fisher. So they needed it, but to trade it to an in-conference rival that you're going to actually end up facing at some point, that was the confusing part to me. But I believe that the Chiefs got the tackle that they so desperately needed. I'm not sure what Ronnie Stanley's status is coming back into this season, because they can flip-flop Orlando Brown. He can play left or right tackle. He actually played a lot of right tackle this past season for sure. So to have those two guys that you can interchange is definitely to the Baltimore Ravens' advantage. Ronnie Stanley, of course, the Vegas kid out of Bishop Gorman, went down with the ACL injury last season. So we wishing him a speedy recovery, man, and coming back.
Haven't heard too much about his progress, but
no, I haven't.
Hopefully he's on schedule.
Yeah,
to come back. And
Ronnie Stanley made a couple of All-Pro teams, didn't he? Has Ronnie Stanley been named an All-Pro?
I think he was All-Pro last year.
I think he might have been named an All-Pro, bro. Gotta look that up. But that's crazy. Vegas kid, All-Pro.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope right there.
I think he was All-Pro last year.
So, it's going to be real interesting to see what transpires. Especially with the draft picks that were given up and stuff like that. So we'll see. But that trade at face value definitely favors the Kansas City Chiefs, because you saw just how desperately they needed Eric Fisher
in 2019.
2019,
first team
All-Pro. There you go. That's his only All-Pro selection. Just that one?
Yeah, just that.
Okay. Hey man, we got a Vegas kid that made a first team All-Pro, bro. That it doesn't matter if it's his only one or not.
Yeah,
he made it.
He made it.
So quickly, man, let's move to a little bit of hoop, man. The Knicks win their 8th game in a row today, beating hold on, let me say this. Julius Randle, bro. That kid hooping, dog. 31 points, 10 rebounds today for Julius Randle. 10 for 17 from the floor. I want to say 5 of 7 from deep. And it always comes up, do the Lakers miss all of these dudes that's doing their thing, yada, 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 yada. The answer is no. Let me tell you why, guys. In all of the time that has elapsed with, Jordan Clarkson going to Utah, Julius Randle going to New Orleans, and then, of course, to New York, neither one of those teams have won an NBA title.
No.
But the Lakers have, though.
Yeah.
So
individually, their games have skyrocketed since they left.
And Brandon Ingram, got to throw Brandon Ingram in there. Yes.
And probably with LeBron coming to LA.
9th game. It was the 9th game in a row. David Little, I apologize. They won their 9th game in a row. Yes.
Yeah. And with LeBron coming to the league, the Lakers, were they really going to be able to shine like that?
Right.
They probably, at now they probably could have been solid players, good contributors to the team, but his career has skyrocketed since he left the Lakers.
Yes, it has.
And since he's been in New York.
Definitely since he's been in New York.
And
Tibbs let him go too.
Yeah, let him go.
Tibbs lets him go.
They're in playoff position.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask for.
That's it.
However it turns out, now you know what kind of team you have. Then you can add or subtract whatever you think is holding you back, or if you need to add somebody next year in the offseason, you can. Solid point guard wouldn't be too bad of a thing to look at for the Knicks.
Derrick Rose playing all right now. I mean, he a vet, but he's playing okay, man. I like the kid, Emmanuel Quickly.
Yeah,
love him. They got Obi Toppins is playing well. I think they're gonna bring him along slow. which rightfully so, man, because of course you didn't get to see a whole lot of them because the season got shut down right before the tournament started. So they're bringing him along slow. RJ Barrett is hooping. They all right, man, and they're young. I think that's what they have.
Do you get them a rim protector?
Well, they got Nerlens Noel. They got Nerlens Noel over there.
Yeah,
he hooping. He hooping. Nerlens Noel hooping.
Yeah. So I mean, well, they're in playoff position, so they're fine.
Yeah.
They just have to perform when they get there.
Right now, they'll have home court advantage.
Yeah.
If the playoffs started today.
Yeah.
The New York Knickerbockers would have
who are getting creamed in the media last year and the year before last.
No doubt. They've been getting creamed for the last 25 years in the media.
So, Nolan, set back.
Yeah.
Their owner, he sat back and let Tibbs do his thing.
Yeah. And rightfully so, man. Tibbs can coach.
Yeah.
Tibbs can coach.
Yeah.
Tibbs can coach the game of basketball, man. They beat up on Toronto today, man.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty damn good. They beat up on them.
So they walking with the chest out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
As they should.
And with all of these teams, man, we talk about health. At the end of the day, coming into these playoffs, having people available, is what is going to make or break you. Having people available. And if your team doesn't have everybody available, it could be a long road.
Bad business.
It's all bad, man. So look, man, we appreciate everybody chiming in with us, man, on this wonderful Saturday. Bill Blockham Logan in the building, man. Shout out Dre Bailey.
Yeah.
Out there with his daddy duties.
Yeah.
I got my baby girl here with me. We chilling.
Yeah.
You feel me? And, we just want everybody to be safe, be cautious. Watch out for your loved ones, man. Protect your chickens. Huh?
Your chickens.
Protect your chickens. Shout out Quan 59 on the boards as always. Gorilla Cross Studios, man. Catch us every Saturday, 2 p.m. Pacific Coast time, and every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Coast time right here on Gorilla Cross Radio. And last thing, man, if you're scared,
level up.
You better go to
Birdo.
church. Shout out Birdo, man.
Yeah.
And watch UFC tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
definitely.
15,000 people.
Yeah, man. Definitely going to be watching some UFC